I'm so very disappointed in you.
Get to the chopper!
And welcome to Into Space. Today we are going to be talking about a lot of things. No, I'm just kidding. The music kept going, so that's what it's called, Into Space. But it's 7:30, you guys, on Wednesday, and it is another episode of the Geek Saga. I am your host on my own, Eugene, and my co-host David. Well, he's somewhere. I don't know where. But hopefully he will make it to the end of this or before the end of the show, because we've got an actual special, we said that we try to do the things that make you go every so often, and I got one for today. I'm really excited. This may be more for the older crowd because, well, I mean, I'm older and I like older stuff. But hey, and actually I started right on time. So Darren and Jessica, you guys are not here. Shame on you. I actually made it on time. So there we go. But if you guys have not watched our show before, this is the Geek Saga. We are two veterans, when there's two of us, that are seriously salty, but are absolutely huge geeks. This show started off with us talking in this, not this particular office, but in an office where we were like, hey, we always known that we're huge geeks. We've been friends for years. Why don't we do this like on the regular and talk to other people? Because I'm sure there's a lot of other salty veteran geeks or just geeks in general that want to talk about a lot of the stuff that we talk about. So here we are. We got started with this podcast, and now we are on season 2, episode number 7. Lucky number 7. Let's hope it is lucky and we can keep going. So, but a couple of shout outs. I want to start off with, I don't have a slide for it because why have a slide when I actually have one of the products right here? This is one of the Donner mics. This is a UA44 mic. It is what we use on our podcast, and we love using these mics. They are very durable. They hold up. They've got quite a few little features on here, so you can actually connect to headphones so you can hear the sound and turn down the volume on there. It's also got XLR plus the USB-C connection that can go to your computer directly. And the people over at Donner are awesome. Great shout out to Cyan and Jerry. Those are the two guys that we talked to, and they hooked us up with quite a few of these mics. We've got other mics going to be coming in. So as soon as they get here, we're going to do a product video for that unboxing and all that stuff. They are microphones. They do microphones. They do instruments. They're all over Instagram. They've been at the NAMM show recently. I saw a lot of the cool musicians that went with them to showcase their instruments. So we've got this. We've got the PC02, which is our podcasting deck, which unfortunately I don't have it here because it's not very big, but it is just an extra thing for me to have to bring. They do have a small version of that, which I am going to be grabbing so I can actually have it here with me when we do wherever I go. So, and it's easy to kind of maneuver, and it has the same features. But check them out at donnermusicofficial.com. Also on Instagram at the same name, Donner Music Official, and they're a great company. So there's that. There's a shout out to, and then another shout out to Ulanzi, which is lights that are lighting me in front. There's which you can't really, well, you can't see it. I'm trying to give it an ambiance. It's just not working. But there's a light behind me, and it is all Ulanzi, along with the cage that is around my camera. Not this camera, but the camera that I use when I go to cons and also other commercials that I may shoot when I'm at home. But check them out. We have, and I should be bringing up now. Now's the time to bring this up, which is, bam, there they are, Ulanzi, ulanzi.com. Get onto our Instagram. There is an affiliate code on there. You purchase from that affiliate code. Not only are you helping them because you're buying their product, but you're helping us, and we get a percentage of that. So please, by all means, go on there. A lot of great lights, a lot of great equipment. I have quite a few of the pieces. I purchased those on my own prior to getting the affiliation with them, but it is a great company, and that's why I keep going back to them. Next, we've got the Roosevelts. Their shirts are pretty awesome. They're stretchy. They've got all kinds of different things on there. You can see right there, they got Looney Tunes, SpongeBob. They've got Back to the Future, Ninja Turtles, all things Disney. They've got all kinds of awesome shirts. They're button-up shirts for men. And as you see, these guys look amazing in them. I look like I'm kind of boxy, but I still love the shirt. I have a Ninja Turtle shirt at home. It's Casey Jones. And go onto our Instagram. You'll see me wearing mine. And then you'll also see David wearing his, which his was a multicolored Ninja Turtles one also. Really cool shirts. Great company, great people. Check them out. Next, we got Wild Bill Craft Soda, old fashioned craft soda. Sorry. Check them out at wildbillssoda.com. Great sodas. Love having their stuff. Whenever I go to cons, they are the drink to get. You get in that line, and it's always long, but they usually have multiple locations there. But you get an awesome looking cup, which I don't have my cup here. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to say I'm not drinking Wild Bills today because I am at work. But check out their stuff. They've got awesome cups that you could always, you buy at the con, and then you go to the next location. If you go to another con and you bring your cup, they will honor the cup and give you the $7 all day. Not give it to you, but you have the $7 all you can drink for the day. And then the next day you get a band. They're a really great company, veteran owned, operated. They've got a lot of things. They do a lot of great things for veterans. So check them out. Of course, we're going to completely plug them. Next, we've got Renegade Game Studios, which is another company that we are affiliate with. They have some awesome IPs, which Transformers, G.I. Joe, My Little Pony. And I always come up with My Little Pony third. I don't know why. It's just like there. Sometimes I even start off with it. But they have My Little Pony, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. They've got a lot of great RPGs along with deck building games. I do have that Transformer deck building game. It's a lot of fun, and the artwork on all the stuff is really awesome. So check them out. We have an affiliate code also on our Instagram. Click on that. Again, you buy from them, you help us. So see how that works? Yeah. So also, wrong thing. No, don't see that. There we go. Also, want to give a shout out. That's too much of me. Give a shout out to my new favorite, and I don't have a banner yet. Maybe I'll ask them, see if they have something I can use. My new favorite, I'm going to say that, my new favorite comic book store, which is We Can Be Heroes over in Chatsworth. Check them out. They're open Tuesdays through Sundays, and their times vary. Usually it opens at 11 to, I believe, 8 o'clock, Monday through Thursday. Friday, I think they stay later. Saturdays. Check out their times. Go on to Instagram. Check out their Instagram, which is We Can Be Heroes. And also their website, wecanbeheroes.com. Great guys. I want to give a shout out to Donald, give a shout out to Julio. Julio's the owner. And you guys are awesome. I love watching. They do these shows on Instagram it's Tuesdays, which is Donald's Doozies. And then 2-box, I think it's a short box, 2-box, two guys, 1 box. They do Wednesday is their new comic Wednesday. Every time you go on there, you can purchase comics. You can say, I claim this comic, and they'll give you great prices. Julio's not out there to rob anybody like some of these comic book stores out there. He'll give you a fair price. He'll work with you, but they also have a huge selection. They always have something going on there. They've got a great new location. It is all in Chatsworth. Look them up. Get out to their store. I'm actually going to be out there. I got to get out there because they have some comics that I purchased. So I got to go out there, but I'm out there at least once a week, guys. So if you guys do see me or want to find me, I'll probably be there, and just say, what's up? And I'll say, hi, nice to meet you. So there you go, guys. I want to shout that. Oh, got a lot of shout outs to start this show off. Cause there's always somebody that we want to talk about, because that's what we do on the show. We spread the love. We don't want to just be all like, it's all about us. No, it's a huge community of nerds, of geeks out there. And we want to, tell you guys about all the great stuff that's out there. So let's also give a huge shout out. And I do have a banner for this one. So that's a great thing to have. So you don't have to keep looking at my face, but bam, there, you covers up my face. Donate today to Project Wish Upon a Star, making the world a brighter place, 1 star at a time. Let's help them out. Guys, if you don't know who Project Wish Upon a Star is, it's run by Darren and Veronica, which they're awesome people. I can't say enough great things about both of them. Spent a lot of time with them when we were over at LA Comic Con, because we were in their booth. They were gracious enough to let us use their booth. And we were there helping them out, and raffle tickets is what we were trying to sell. And we got them a good amount on the last day, because we were just, both me and Phil. If you don't know Phil, he's with Distance Nerding. It's another podcast, which is a bunch of our friends. And yeah, we got them rolling, and it was a lot of fun. But They're a great cause. If you guys don't know about them, they are a pediatric cancer patient. They help pediatric cancer patients either get to cons or they kind of bring the con experience to them. So help them out. Donate today. There is an affiliate code, or not affiliate code, but there is a code on our Instagram again to click on to go straight to their website. And please donate today, guys. Help them out because we want to get more kids, to these experiences or bring the experience to them, like I said. And also, Darren and Veronica do a lot for their charity, and a lot of it's out of pocket. And we need to get together to come and help them so they don't have to do that so much. So come on, guys, help us out. Donate today. Again, Project Wish Upon a Star. Boom. Is that it? Yes, it is. All right. So if you guys want to look for us, we're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Foot Finder, what's that other one? JDate, Christian Mingle, whatever. All at the Geek Saga. The Geek Saga. So find us everywhere, guys. For real. We're not on all those other ones, but we definitely are on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. All the main ones. We do have a website, which is thegeeksaga.com. And we are starting to get more and more stuff up on there. We will be having a store actually coming real soon. So you guys could buy stuff like this. Well, not the zip up hoodie. These are limited. This was LA Comic Con only, but we will be having hoodies, pullovers with our logo. We have several shirts that we're going to be selling, stickers, things like that. We're going to be putting up on there. And please help us out, guys, because we want to keep going. We want to keep doing more and more things. With your guys' help, we can do that. We can grow together. So there's my plea, my shameless plea for money. I wish I wish I won the lotto, because then I'd be in a studio and be all like, woo, like Wayne's World. Oh my God, a Wayne's World set. I would build a Wayne's World set if I had the money and do our podcast from there and that would be freaking amazing. That's my goal. There you go. You've heard it here, guys. That's my goal. Wayne's World set. And let me drink my favorite drink. All right, guys. Whew. All right, that's all the shameless plugs, all the stuff, everything that I can babble about. And so you guys are kind of stuck with me tonight to start off the show, which it's happened before. It's nothing new. We're going to bull right through it. And hopefully you guys like what you hear. But we're going to start off with something we call, where's it at? There it is. It is This Week in History, or Geek History is more like it. So this week, not so much today, but this week in 1962, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood premiered. So I absolutely love this show. And you guys, there's a documentary out there about Fred Rogers himself. And so it's funny that the next slide after this is kind of, I put that in there as kind of a joke, if you guys know. So there were so many rumors about Mr. Rogers himself that were going around for years, because it's like, how can this guy be this real, like nice and genuine person? Obviously on the show. So off the show, he's got to be somebody that's just like has killed 1 million people, which that was one rumor. Another rumor was he was in like hiding, even though he was right in front of everybody on this show, but they figured, well, he wouldn't get caught by the mafia if he was on the show. The other one was he was one of the first Navy SEALs, and what he hides under his sweatshirt and also the long sleeve shirts were tattoos that he got while he was in the military, which is false also. This man, and this documentary that you can find on, I believe it's on Amazon. It is on Hulu. I might be wrong because it's been a while since I watched it, but it came out all about him, and everybody that was in it talked about how this man was genuine. He was like had love for everybody. It didn't matter who it was. He had the love for these people and love for children. And we're not talking in the bad way, but actually a good way. Wanted to have something that was fun and educational for children. And he started this show, which Fred Rogers, A Friendly Neighborhood, impart vital life lessons, imparts, having a hard time tonight to read, imparts vital life lessons to young viewers in this iconic children's series. And then there was quite a few spin-offs recently, more recent, especially after the documentary, but there was an animated spin-off, Daniel the Tiger, which is back in 2000. Oh, see, that's what I get for drinking that. Daniel the Tiger's Neighborhood, and it began airing in 2012. So the show started off on CBC television, which was before it moved into Eastern Educational Network. And then eventually what we got was PBS. So it started off, it was obviously, we know, if you guys don't know what PBS, it's public broadcasting station. A lot of their like shows that they put out there are like Masterpiece Theater. A lot of British shows were on there, a lot of British movies on Masterpiece Theater, but you also had Sesame Street on this channel, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Reading Rainbow, which was another iconic show that doesn't get the love that it deserves. Freaking LeVar Burton needs to get his love. So, but this show was on. I watched it every time during the summer, and I knew when it was going to come on because you had the weekday morning cartoons, which was like G.I. Joe, Transformers. Those were on my local channel 13. Then once those all got done, it was like, okay, well, what am I going to watch? Am I going to watch Andy Griffin, or am I going to watch Lucy, or am I going to go on to PBS and catch Mr. Rogers? Then one of my favorite shows after that was Reading Rainbow. Always loved watching Mr. Rogers. He had that soothing voice. It was a really comforting show to watch as a kid, and you learned a lot. Sometimes it was older stuff because obviously this show started way back in 1962. But as the years went on, he started getting more modern things on there, and you got to see it grow. So there you go. 1962, guys. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You can still catch it online. I don't know where it's at, but you can look that up, and I'm sure you'll find that. So moving on to our next show, or our next thing this week, is Act of Valor, premiered in 1991. So that's why I put this one on there. One, this movie is cheesy as hell, and if anybody wants to argue with me about that, go right ahead. It was cheesy. It was bad, but we thought, oh my God, this is the greatest thing. So it was inspired by true events. The film followed active Navy SEALs on a global manhunt to stop a terrorist attack. Mike McCoy produced it and directed the film, and a little bit of hit trivia. So this is what I wanted to throw in there right away. I didn't want to just babble on about how bad the movie was, but active duty U.S. Navy SEALs and U.S. Navy Special Warfare combatant craft crewmen were among the cast. Principal photography this movie took 2.5 years just to shoot. One, because these guys were actually active duty. So it was like, all right, we're going to shoot this day. We're going to go for a week. And oh, you know what? We got to go. Yeah, we got a mission. Can't tell you where, can't tell you when we're going to get back. When we get back, we'll pick up wherever we left off. But so many people flocked to see this movie because it just looked amazing. And then I rewatched it and I was like, holy crap, this movie was really bad and cheesy. Like, no joke. And if David was here, he would agree that I watch a lot of bad movies. A lot. I have a hard time going back to try to watch this movie. I just can't. And so, but this premiered in 1991. So this was obviously why I was so into this movie was because I was still a kid. This was my 8th grade year, going into the 8th grade year, something like that. Because I started high school in 92. So yes, I'm old. I don't care. But that's why I was like all over this movie. Because I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest movie. There's SEALs, dude. And this, yeah. It was before I started wearing this uniform. Now it's like, yeah, whatever. All right, moving on to our next movie, which is Pinocchio, or how most people say it, Pinocchio. And we're talking about the 1940, which again premiered this week, 1940s Disney Pinocchio. This was, I mean, obviously, come on, guys. If you are a Disney fan, you know Pinocchio. This was obviously a Disney classic musical fantasy film about the living puppet journeying to prove himself worthy of becoming a real boy. And then, of course, every time he lied, his nose grew, and obviously, there's a lot of jokes about something else growing, because of Pinocchio. So, thank you, Disney, for that, and all the great times that I was able to make jokes about that and other parts of my body growing. So, anyways, so this actually a little trivia about this winner of 2 Oscars, 2, which is crazy, for Best Music, Original Song, and Best Music. The category, 2 Oscars, the categories of Best Music, Original Song, Best Music, and Original Score, based on Carlo Collodi's Italian children's novel. So, guys, if you go back and look up and actually read about the original story of Pinocchio, all these Disney movies do not line up with the original stories. They're usually a lot darker. So, if you thought Pinocchio was pretty dark as it is, I'm sure it got darker. I've never read the original children's novel, but I think I'm going to have to go back and read this because that's crazy. But this music, again, this movie actually won 2 Academy Awards for its music, which is pretty awesome to hear. Moving on. Next, we've got Avatar: The Last Airbender, premiere 2005. So this is the original cartoon that we're talking about. And so the reason why I put this in here, obviously, besides the fact that it came out this week, we're also getting ready for the new live action television show on Netflix, premiering on February 27th. Is the first episode is going to drop, and I think it's like a couple episodes with it, and then obviously it'll be like weekly or something like that. Unless they just drop it all and we just get to binge watch it, which I really don't like that. I've been watching Pluto TV, and it's been great because, and this sounds weird, because I know we're living in the age of just binge watch everything, or you don't have like commercials, but I like the commercials, and I'm on Pluto. Hey, what's going on, Darren? I like the commercials now. It's the weirdest thing. I like having the commercial break, and I was telling this to David yesterday. I was like, dude, I missed having commercials. And he's all like, yeah, it's usually when you would get up and you go take a piss, you go grab something else to eat, which is true. Now, the way things are, it's like, yeah, I got to pause it, and then I got to go and I'll do what I got to do, and then I come back. But with the commercial, it's like, okay, this is my time. Run, time myself and get back in time just for that to start. But anyways, enough of my jabbering on about that. But Avatar: The Last Airbender premiered in 2005. I loved this cartoon when it came out. Yes, I was a lot older, but it was actually not just meant for kids, and it was on Nickelodeon of all places. It was meant for everybody. And it also had one of the saddest scenes in, I would think, cartoon history, next to Bambi's mom dying, which that was rough. But hearing Uncle sing that sad, sad song, and I'm glad David's not here because he usually starts singing it, and it's just like, it hurts. It hurts right here. But we're getting the live action version of it this year. Darren, how do you feel? I mean, Darren, is that yay because of the Last Airbender show's coming out, or is that yay just because it's Last Airbender? Because I have mixed feelings, because again, it is Netflix, and Netflix, they're notorious for, and it's what sucks is there's no real middle ground for their stuff. It's either it's bad because of they did something stupid, or it's actually really good, but then as the episodes or seasons go on, then they do something straight mental. It's like a bunch of retards. Oh, I can't use that word, huh? I did anyways. but it always messes up the show somehow. So I have mixed feelings about this. I do like what the cast looks like. It looks more like the crew. Um, and so I'm kind of like, all right. So Darren says, I love the old cartoon, but I'm also excited to see how Netflix does on the live action show. So I'm like I said, Darren, I've got the mixed feelings. I know that like with One Piece, they've done really well with it. I haven't watched all of it, and David tells me I should watch the rest of One Piece. Maybe I'll get to it. I've been watching actually a couple other shows. So, but yeah, the cartoon was great. It had a lot of great voice actors. I've yet to meet some of those voice actors. I'm looking forward to meeting some very soon at some of the other cons. And so need to watch One Piece. Yeah, Darren, I got through the first episode and I was kind of like, but like I said, David said, go through and it gets better. So it's definitely a watch. But that is it, you guys, for this week in Geek History. So with that, we are going to do this. All right. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to give you guys some trivia about that show. And yeah, while it aired for 61 episodes, launched a spin-off series called The Legend of Korra, which won Emmy Award in 2007 for Outstanding Individual Achievement. So, yeah, sorry. But yeah, that was all the geek. Yeah, I got it. Like Darren, I was saying that Darren said you need to check out Helldivers 2. I've been playing it. You know what? The funny thing that you actually mentioned that was a story that we were going to do last week. And I wish I could say we're going to do the story this week. I didn't get it. I didn't bring it back for this week, but I saw some some actual gameplay of it, and it looks good. It really looks good. What is it on? Is it on just Xbox or is it on PlayStation 2? Because I have a PlayStation. I don't have an Xbox. So, but you are not the first person. David said that Helldivers is getting a ton of love, and the video that I've seen, it looks amazing. So I definitely want to check that out. But yeah, and the other thing, back to One Piece, yeah, I've been meaning to go back to watching the show, but I've been watching like all kinds of other shows. Like I started watching, I don't know if you've watched this, Darren, but Tokyo, oh my god, Tokyo. There's some cold air coming in to where I'm at. I think there's a ghost in here. Anyways, Tokyo Vice. Tokyo Vice is a great show I've been watching on Max, and then I started watching. I've been watching a lot of other shows. What you got to say? Oh my god, it's like Terminators to end. It's also reminds me of Starship Troopers, where you're actually fighting the bugs. It's on PC, and see, I don't have a PC that's fast enough. I won't put it on this PC, or this is not a PC, it's a Mac. I won't put it on this computer, and I'm too poor. And if there's anybody out there, wants to hook a brother up with the PS5, I'm just saying, you could help me out. But I don't have a PS5. Too poor. Or a PC that's capable of actually handling a game like that. So maybe if I ever hit the lotto, I'll buy both. I'll buy PC and PS5. But man, yeah, like I said, I've watched the gameplay and it looks amazing. I definitely want to check that out. So, all right, guys, it is time to move on. We're gonna move on to the next segment that we like to call. So, all right, guys. Sorry, I was checking out a message I got from one of our. We were supposed to have a guest today, but that's all right. We'll catch them on another episode. Time for some geek news. So we're starting off with, and I found this kind of funny because I just saw a video of a cruise liner that got flooded because it got hammered, like hammered by waves. So Comic-Con shares details for Comic-Con the cruise. You know, the funny thing about this, guys, is that, you know, like back in the day, cruises were like a huge thing. If you were able to go on a cruise, it was like you've got either money or you've saved up to go to these things. And they were like these fantastic things. And all you had like old people that were going on it. You had singles, you know, you had all kinds of different things that would go on these cruises. And then, of course, as time went on, more people were seeing that people were like getting sick on them. Pirates are attacking. All kinds of craziness was happening with cruise ships. So like cruise liners started to die down. Then Disney launched their three great ships, which look amazing. And of course, we don't hear anything bad happen because it's Disney. They're not going to let you know that something bad is happening. But it seems like there's kind of a resurgence of, I guess you can say, cruise liners, but not so much cruise liners, but events that are going to be going on these cruises. Disney kind of seemed to kick that off with their like more themed cruises. So you had like Star Wars cruise that you were going to be going on, and that whole time was all Star Wars stuff. There was like different ones that I'd seen. I almost went on one, but had to use money for something else. But Comic-Con International, which we all know runs New York Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, LA Comic-Con, and other properties that fall under Comic-Con International, but they are nuts. So Comic-Con International is venturing into the high seas with Comic-Con the cruise. Whoa. A collaborative efforts between, and this is the funny part because, anyways, convention organizers and Royal Caribbean. So guess the ship, or at least the company whose ship got hammered by the ocean. And there was videos everywhere. If you've guessed Royal Caribbean, you are correct, sir. So this is scheduled for February 5th to the 9th in 2025. This cruise promises a unique, I'm reading this verbatim because I have to, because I just want you guys to know this, but unique blend of celebrity guests and attractions reminiscent of traditional comic convention, which is interesting. While it operates independently from Comic-Con International, it holds an official license and uses a full ship charter aboard Royal Caribbean's Serenity of the Seas. So it's operating independently from Comic-Con International, but it's official license to use the full ship. So they've chartered the complete ship. So yeah. They're describing it as unforgettable. I'm sure it's going to be unforgettable. Something's going to happen. That would be fabulous to hear. So what they're saying right now is that room prices start at $990 for 4-day cruise accommodations for two. Additional guests can join the smallest rooms for an additional $600. Wow. So if you want to get cramped up into one room, you can pay another $600 to get in there, with rates increasing based on the chosen room or suite. Obviously, that's a given. I mean, that's how it goes. But that's crazy. Among some of the guests, so they've got guests that are coming. Warwick Davis, poor guy. He's going to be stuck with a bunch of geeks on the ship for 4 days. No one's going to leave him alone. Ernie Hudson. Winston from the Ghostbusters. George Sky. Hey. Well, hello. George Katai. Yeah, that's funny. Katai. Sulu. Mr. Sulu is going to be there. Mary McDonald, which if you guys don't know who she is, she's obviously from Dances with the Wolves. She played, what was her name? Something Raven something. But More recent, she was the president of the 12 colonies from the remake of Battlestar Galactica. Felicia Day, she is, well, you should know her. If you're a huge geek, you should know who Felicia Day is. But of course, she's been on Supernatural. She was on The Guild. She was on quite a few things. She started from being on the internet and became huge. And now she's like the geek queen. So Michael Turco and Rob Perlman. So more guests are expected to be revealed as the event approaches. This is nuts, guys. That's all I got to say. Nuts. Comic-Con on the high seas. Yeah. Good luck with that, guys. I definitely, unless Comic-Con wants to provide me and David with free tickets, a free room, we'll cuddle up in there and spend 4 days with these people walking around. But definitely not going to catch me cruising on the ship. You just never know what may happen. Anything from freaking food poisoning to pirates. So anyways, all right, guys. So there you go. Check that out. It's coming in 2025. Oh, man, I jumped way too far. All right, next up we got Paramount and Comcast explore streaming partnership, what it means for Paramount Plus and Peacock. So I wanted to kind of jump out of our normal like movies and comic books. This still falls within that stuff because obviously a lot of us use these different streaming services, and there's so many streaming services now. I think I end up paying more than I would pay for regular cable for all the streaming services. Have you guys ever thought about that? I mean, look through your bills you don't have to look through bills, just look on your whatever you use, Google Store or Apple Pay or whatever, and add up, like count up your streaming services and add up how much you're paying each month. And of course, they're always increasing these things. And so I do watch, I use Paramount Plus because you've got Yellowstone that's on there, which is one of my absolute favorite shows. We watch this. We're dying for the next season. So Paramount, come on, let's get with it. Let's finally get this out there. We need this show. But along with other like movies and things like that, I watch on there. And I do watch Peacock because I guess I'm going to say this out loud. I never really have, but AGT is on that. So I do got to watch my AGT. And I just finished. No, I didn't finish watching it. I still have I think I got one more episode. Yeah, we have one more episode to watch. And when I say we, I mean here at work, we watch this show. But got one more episode to see who won. So no spoiler alerts, please. Don't want to know who won AGT Fantasy League. I've been even ignoring a lot of Howie's posts because I know he posts up everything from that show. Sound like I know him, huh? Because I'm all Howie. Mr. Howie Mandel. But anyways, so in a getting dry here. So Paramount and Comcast are reportedly exploring the potential collaborating involving their streaming platforms, which is Paramount Plus and Peacock, which recently Paramount got rid of Paramount Network and it's strictly now just Paramount Plus. Talks are in early stages. The possibilities range from a commercial partnership to a joint venture. The objective is to achieve cost saving and enhance offering. I mean, cost-wise, I could see that as far as for us. Wow, I just lost everybody after this with this story. I know, sorry guys, it was a boring story. But this does affect us geeks because, I mean, where are we going to get our content, right? Come on. You either are stuck with just like Netflix or you're stuck with just like Hulu. And do we want just those two? Because Netflix has been dying. They don't have as much content as it used to be, or at least good stuff. Now I've been relying more on, and my favorite, of course, and I wish David was here for this, but my favorite, Tubi. If you guys aren't watching stuff off of Tubi, then you're wrong because they've got some of the best bad movies ever. And I mean, ever. Go on to their cult classics, watch everything on there. I've pretty much watched everything on there. And it's sad for me. But now we're talking about merging two of the bigger companies, because Paramount Plus has been coming up because of shows like Halo, which I've just gotten into season 2. I have not fully watched it. I'm gonna actually start watching it tonight. Yeah, I've had like issues with the first season, but it seems like it's a pretty good show. They put a lot of money into it, a lot of effort. So I'm gonna watch season 2. But also their huge hit, which is Yellowstone, which is massive. Like I went to Walmart, I know Walmart of all places, but it was during just recently because of Valentine's Day. They literally had like a whole section of like you can get or Yellowstone Valentine's gift. They have Yellowstone seasoning, Yellowstone beef jerky. They've got Yellowstone stuff everywhere now. So it's a huge hit for Paramount. Then you got Peacock, which obviously you got great shows like you got AGT, Americans Got Talent, love the show. But you also have Twisted Metal, which was a great show. Loved watching it, going to continue to watch it. What else do they got? They've been premiering quite a few great movies that you can't get anywhere else. So merging these two, I guess it wouldn't be bad because I'm paying $5.99 for Paramount Plus, and I think I'm paying the same for Peacock. So if they merge, obviously it's going to cut the cost down because they're both taking from the commercials, because they do put in commercials. And I mean, it's one less service to have. So, but again, guys, it's in the early stages of talk. Who knows what may happen? But then again, we saw how Disney just bought up everybody else. Who knows? Maybe Disney's going to sneak in and just swoop it all up and just say, you know what? We'll take it all. Because that's how Disney is. They will rule the world. The mouse, that mouse. So, yeah, that's the biggest thing that they're talking about is just the cost. But also on top of that, if you guys don't know about Paramount and Comcast, they also own Sky Showtime, which is a European market. But they're trying to compete with, the greats like Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime. Those streaming services are just dominating right now. And we know that. I mean, everything that we watch, there's so many shows that I've watched on Amazon Prime that are actual Amazon Prime originals. Same thing with Disney. Like I said, Netflix is, I mean, I still got Stranger Things that I got to finish up once it comes out. There's a couple other shows that I will watch on there, but I don't really go on to Amazon very often. But again, guys, it's just, they're in talks. We'll see what happens. If it merges, then we're just seeing another two of the giants that are trying to compete with, the bigger boys. But when I mean giants, I mean by like the studios, because NBC and Paramount are still two big studios that are out there. So there we go. We're moving on to the last story, which I wish David was here for this one, because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think I've only played this game like for a week or so, and I was like, and I'm not saying that it's a bad game. Don't get me wrong. Don't quote me on it. I'm saying it's a bad game. I just, some of these games, this is more David's speed, which is Elden Ring, Shadow of the Eder Trees, or Eder Tree, Arrow. I'm close. First trailer and the release dates are here. So if you guys are fans of the game, Elden, keep wanting to say Elden Ring, there we go, then you guys are going to love this. This is crap. This thing looks
pure
amazing.
And radiant. He wields love to shrive clean the hearts
These
of men.
graphics look amazing. And this video also shows some gameplay
There's nothing
of
more terrifying.
what's going on. And I'm sorry, guys, I do have to talk over it because we don't want to get shut down because of some sort of whatever is on YouTube, saying like copyright infringement and all this stuff. So look at that. It looks amazing. Bandai Namco Entertainment from Software. Look at that. Dude. Just watching this trailer alone was like, holy crap, I've been missing out. I've got to
That
play this game.
forsaken place.
And I think I could just come into the
Blood
game
must spill.
on this actual
Blood of your fellows. They are true faithful.
crappy thing is it's probably just going to be on Xbox and PlayStation 5. Which again,
If there's anybody out there that wants to hook a brother up with an PS5, by all means, I'm right here. I'd be more than happy to take that.
but this game looks awesome. Let's see what else is in this article as we're still watching this, because again, we got to keep it going. So it's time to dive back into the captivating lands. Developers of Elden Ring has just unveiled the first trailer for the game's expansion, Shadow of the Eder Tree, along with an exciting release date. Get ready to embark on a new adventure as Elden Ring Shadow of the Eder Tree is set to launch June 21st. This game does look freaking amazing. Look at that. This is actual gameplay. This isn't just the cutscenes. This is actual stuff. So I've been missing out. Problem is I'm not big on the world, like the MMOs. I've never really been big on this. It's just a lot of, to me it's time consuming. So I think I'm going to have to get into this. What do you guys think? I mean, you guys are watching this right now. I mean, does it look good? Does it not look good? Are you guys Elden Ring fans of the game? Bam, look at that. The expansion is coming out. Boom. Oh, too much of me there again. So I'm going to read the article because, again, this is something I usually just kind of skim across because I usually have David for this. I think, yeah, Darren, it looks amazing. It freaking looks great. Of course, the games are just getting they're getting crazy. While the expansion was initially announced, it was actually initially announced for February. The details have been shrouded in mystery. Developers at From Software, the actual name. Most of you guys would know that. I didn't know that. Tease fans that the cryptic message, rise, tarnished, yeah. And let us walk a new path together, promising fresh experiences in the lands between. I had to use that voice because, yeah, it's cool. So initially it was announced for February, but now they're pushing it back and they've given an actual date, which is June 21st. So for you guys that are out there that have been playing this game, you guys got to be excited. You guys have got to be like splooging in your pants. Like, oh my God, it's June 21st. It's coming. And so did I. But, so Elden Ring is currently available on, of course, the PlayStation 4, 5, Windows PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. The much anticipated Shadow of the Elder Tree expansion will also grace all of these platforms. So now I have to get Elden Ring and start playing. That sucks because now I got something else to add to my list of things to do along with everything else that I do as it is. So, but yeah, you guys tell me what you think. Tell me about how you feel about this. How do you feel? Let's talk right now. Let's just take a moment and let's get real. Let's get deep. Are you laying down on that couch? That's great. Just get comfortable. All right. Anyways, there's a hair on there. I felt it. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about that. Are you guys excited? I mean, like Darren said, it looks great. It does look great. Now I've got to try the game out, which I think I actually have it on my PlayStation. Now that I think about it, I do have it on my PlayStation. That's funny. I just never played it. Anyways, all right, guys, that is it for all right, guys, that is it with the Geek News. So what else are we going to talk about? Well, we are going to talk about something that we, like I said, it's a new segment that we've been doing that every so often I want to, not just me, but both of us, me and David had thought about that. We spend time on TikTok. We see some of the dumbest videos to some of the actually really good videos that are out there. And if something pops up that we're like, hey, what about this? Why not turn it into a segment? And that's what we've done. We've made a new segment. So our new segment is called Things That Make You Go, I don't know why the sound doesn't come up. Trust me, the sound's there, and I have to do the whole voiceover. I'm gonna have to figure out why it doesn't come up. That is weird. All my other sound effects on there come up, but that one doesn't. Do I have it on here? Did I put it on? Oh, I didn't upload it on here. I uploaded this.
Mr. Dillinger, I'm so very disappointed in you.
I know it. MCU or was it Master Computer? It's just Master Computer, right? Yeah, MC. So yeah, things that make you go, And this week we are going to be talking, and this is a clip from one of my favorite YouTubers that's out there that always comes up with some great videos on Galaxy. This is from Galaxy. I almost said Galaxy Quest, but because I was watching that today. Toy Galaxy, and it's Dan Larson. And listen to this segment, and this is what we're going to be talking about.
For over 30 years, it was the obligatory weekly community event for kids. It was the showcase for new social trends, the arbiter of pop culture relevance, an exhibition of fantasies for an entire age group unsurpassed in the composition and density of relevant content broadcast from 8 a.m. to noon. Hi, I'm Dan Larson, and this is the history of Saturday morning cartoon.
So we're not talking about the full history of Saturday morning cartoons, but we are talking about Saturday morning cartoons and why did it die? And then also on top of that, if you guys go onto YouTube and look up Saturday morning cartoon theme songs, and there's one that is done really well because it actually shows like the actual intros, and then on top of that, it has the music playing with it. But it's a 4-part episode or 4-part video about Saturday morning cartoon theme songs. And when you listen to them, they're freaking amazing. They've always been great. Once they hit the 80s, they were like phenomenal. It was like listening to a freaking Def Leppard or Poison or Whitesnake or, all those bands playing these songs. And they had some great theme songs and great intros on top of that. Because, shoot, man, 80s cartoons. I'm just going to say anything from the 80s is pretty awesome. If you're a kid in the 80s, you had a great childhood. Even if your mom or dad wasn't there. You had a great childhood. But Saturday morning cartoons, guys, for those of you guys out there that don't know, was a thing that we always looked forward to. Us guys, the girls out there, all look forward to, because obviously Friday was our last day of the week. We didn't have school on Saturday unless you were bad and you had to go to Saturday school, which I've done before. But if you didn't have any of that stuff and had nothing better to do, you were waking up at 7 o'clock, making sure that you had your cereal, your blanket, and you were on the couch by the time the cartoon started, which usually was about 7:30, 8 o'clock. And you were watching, at least over in my neck of the woods, Channel 4, Channel 2, or Channel 7. Because that's who had all the Saturday morning cartoons for us. So if you guys actually dig deep into Saturday morning cartoon history, it actually dates back even further to 1952, which the original cartoon that started off the whole, I guess you could say, craze, but was actually a flop, was Crusader Rabbit. Had no idea what this cartoon was. Saw a little bit about it, saw a little bit of it, and it wasn't too bad of a cartoon. It was done very cheap, because prior to that, the only time you were able to get cartoons was actually in the movie theater, and they were filmed, so they were little buffers prior to the feature film. So you had cartoons like, obviously the Looney Tune cartoons were big cartoons that were put on prior to big like regular films. Disney, because you had Mickey and all the films that Walt Disney made as far as the short cartoons. Trying to think of who else was putting them out. Looney Tunes, Disney, I believe it was Hanna-Barbera before they hit it big on the small screen. But that was usually where you got your cartoons. And also they did like, Saturday matinees where kids would go piling over to the movie theater, go freaking nuts. And the parents would give them like 50 cents or $1 or whatever it was. They'd get in there, buy their ticket, buy popcorn, buy candy and a drink. And they would sit there and watch cartoons all morning long or afternoon long, however long they had them playing for. And that was the only way to get it. Then the small screen came around. And so somebody thought, why not shoot a film or shoot a cartoon for Saturday morning? Because they noticed that was when people were actually obviously all in front of in front of the TV. So that's where they came up with Saturday morning cartoons. And again, Crusader Rabbit was the very first one. Guys, it was not cheap. And I do mean not cheap to shoot a cartoon. And now, think about it. Cartoons were usually weekly. Some were every day of the week. But when you got it for like Saturday morning, obviously it was going to be weekly. 24 frames a second is what you shoot a cartoon on. They had to draw 24 frames for every second of the cartoon. So 22-minute cartoon. Think about how many seconds are in 22 minutes. On top of that, how many frames they were going to have to draw. So it was a very costly thing. Crusader Rabbit bombed, kind of put things on the back burner for Saturday mornings. Then they started thinking of cheaper ways to actually make these films or these cartoons, and they did come up with a cheaper way. Hanna-Barbera did it, and they started becoming kings of the cartoons. Looney Tunes then came in and started also putting up their cartoons. So that's a little bit of the back history of how this all got started. And then from then on, it was Saturday morning was when we would look forward to actually being able to sit down and watch cartoons. Dude, I'm telling you right now, there were so many awesome cartoons, and it sucks that today it sucks. And it doesn't suck, I guess you could put it, but it sucks that like my kid doesn't have that. It's Saturday morning, aside from the fact that I don't have to go to school. I could sleep in because I just stayed up late the night before, but she's never had that. I'm going to wake up on the next day and all the cartoons are going to be on and get to see that. Because what do we got? We now have streaming services and they're now available everywhere. I have a site. I shouldn't say that, should I? I've heard from a friend of mine, I'm not going to say the name, but about a site that you can go onto and you can watch pretty much every cartoon that's out there and also every anime, whether it's sub-dubbed or whatever. But you just go on there and you can cruise through it and you can see all the cartoons that have pretty much been made and that they've been able to put up online. And you see a lot of our cartoons, a lot of the cartoons that we watched as kids. But I really want to show you guys some of the intros. I'm gonna be pushing it here because, like I said, sometimes sorry, my nose. Sometimes a certain website is sketchy about what we put up, and I just don't want to get hit with a copyright infringement. But if I talk over it, I guess that's okay, right? Should be. We'll see. Let's come up. I want a good intro to show you guys. Oh, that one's a good one. No. But to give you guys a real example, and those of you guys that grew up, dude, something in this room that's just tearing my nose up. Those of you guys that grew up during this time know what I'm talking about, because they've always had like, seriously just like rocking music for oh yeah, this is a good one. All right, let's cue this one up because I love, there we go. Oh, I love this cartoon. To give you guys an example of there we go.
It's another attack! There's a human spirit!
I love this cartoon. It scared the crap out of me as a kid. Great toy. Brian Volkweiss. Mr. Volkweiss, if you're watching, this is your next toy. Inhumanoids. Bring that back. I really want. Oh, and then this is another great one, which is Inspector Gadget. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. But let's see what else we got. Another good one. Oh, I love the sound to this one. Not that one.
Thundering across the stars to
Listen
save
to that.
the universe from the monster minds. Jake searches for his father to unite
the music is just driving me. It's just like, oh my god, this is gonna be awesome. Unfortunately, this cartoon only lasted, I think it was 16 episodes, and which is basically one season. And the toys didn't do very well because it wasn't like what we were expecting from the show. I'm gonna bring that down because I'm yelling into the mic now. But listen to the music. I mean, it's like watching a music video every Saturday morning. I loved, that was the one thing that drove me to want to watch these shows even more as a kid, was the music. They're just such driving songs, and just it's great. Even if the cartoon was bad, it was like, holy crap, that was a really good. Like the next one coming up is another one. It's like, it's meant for girls, but it was a great, God, it was a great soundtrack. I know I'm scrolling. You guys, oh, this is another good one. What was it? This is a bad show, but ooh, Jam. So this, you guys don't know the history of Jam. Go on to actually Toy Galaxy's our YouTube, and he talked about it and how it was a competition for Barbie, and actually was outselling Barbie for a short time when it first came out because it had a cartoon go along with it, and that's what these were. Saturday morning cartoons were. There's so much to it. I wish I can dive really into it. Maybe another episode when I have David with me. We'll dive a little bit more into like why, but this is another one I loved. Let me give you guys a name. Not that one. I loved this show. That's why. But it was also because I wanted to be, as cool as this. And I thought, as a kid, these guys are so cool. Darren, what do you think? Are you still there? You watching this? Any of these bringing back some memories of back in the day? Or am I just way older than you that you're like, I don't know what he's talking about? And you had more of the 90s cartoons. Yes, he's coming in right. Yes, listen to that, guys. Yes. This show was so bad, too. It was just like such a bad cartoon. Like, what was the point of all these cartoons? It was just to sell toys. And of course, like I said, there's more to go into, but the government got involved and said that they can't have cartoons like this, got to have education in them, blah, 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 and all this other stuff. Then sooner or later, they got swatted down, and then we just had, cartoons back again. And then cartoons died down. 1990, It was 1992 was, as they said, it was the official air or the official date that Saturday morning cartoons died, unfortunately. That one's not a good one. Anyways, guys, I mean that is what I wanted to talk about with Saturday morning cartoons and how great they were. Let me get rid of this. But gave you guys a couple examples of even the soundtracks to these cartoons. The intros are great. They're amazing. Where is my there it is. All right, what does Darren have to say? Oh yeah, they're bringing back a lot of memories. Used to really love the old shows from the music as well. So he is actually in the middle of playing Helldiver. Totally cool, Darren. It's all right. Get back to playing, man. As long as I didn't get a message saying I'm right in the middle of taking a dump, which I have done to other people. But a lot of great memories from a lot of great cartoons. And like I said, even if you go back and you start watching some of them, it's just like, man, they were really cheesy, really bad. But as a kid, I thought they were the greatest thing in the world. And you guys that are younger, obviously a lot younger than me and a lot younger than other guys that are on here, go back, check them out. You can find them they're all over the internet. But check out stuff like Mask and Silverhawks, Thundercats, He-Man, the original He-Man, not this Netflix stuff. Transformers, G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe was my absolute favorite show. I loved G.I. Joe, and I had all the figures. Even, Star Wars got in on it with the droids and the Ewoks, which both shows were really bad. Made no sense. But what they all had in common was they were Saturday morning cartoons, and also Thundercats, Silverhawks, Cops. Cops was another really cool one. Mask all had like these driving, like rock intros that made you just want to sit there and watch them even more, or even just listen to the music. Because, and here's a funny thing, yeah, it's nothing new. No, I enjoyed watching your stuff. I don't know how you're doing it, Darren, but you can definitely multitask, which is awesome. But there is a band out there, and I really do like their music, and I can't go on it because we are currently live streaming, but they are called Punk Rock Factory. They are from the UK. These guys are pretty funny as it is. A lot of the videos, you can catch that on YouTube and on Instagram. Follow them at Punk Rock Factory. We have no affiliation, no nothing. I'm just giving them a shout out because I do like their music. But what they've done is they've taken a lot of the Saturday morning cartoons and like metalized them. And let's see, I can bring it up. Why not do that? God. Gee, Eugene, you're a genius here, aren't you? Yes, I am, Eugene. Thanks for telling me. Punk Rock Factory. If you guys are watching this for the first time, I don't always just talk to myself. I usually have my little friend. Let's see. Oh no, that's not it. Or that is them, but that is not what I'm looking for. Which I'm looking for more of the example of their Saturday morning cartoon. They've taken a lot of their regular songs and have there it is. This is one of my favorites, which I'll play it really quick. That's just a commercial. Skip. Boom. Now, what you're seeing in the background is the actual intro from Mask, which I reference quite a bit because I love that show and I love the toys. But I also love their version of it. I mean, it was already driving, but now with them driving it even more, I'm like, oh God, I love this song. It's a great song. I was like, man, I want to do something. I actually wanted to ask them for permission to be able to take their version of this for my other podcast I used to have because it was Behind the Mask. And yeah, they never got back to me. But they, yeah. All right. That's one of my favorite songs for Saturday morning cartoons. And then another one, and this will get stuck in everybody's head that has watched this show, but you know what? I'm gonna do it to you guys because we've done it to each other here in the. That doesn't sound right, but whenever you play this song or hear this song, it just gets stuck in your head. And I'm going to play this for you guys. Let's see if this is the right one. Nope, it's not the right one. It's a stupid one. No, there we go. This is what I want you guys to hear, and it'll get stuck in your head if you guys remember the show. Yes, as you see it, it's already telling you what I'm about to play, but it's the Gummy Bears, guys. So yes, there was some other dumb Gummy Bear song that was made recently that was like all over the place, but this one gets stuck in your head for some reason, especially if you used to watch this song or watch this cartoon regularly as you were growing up. I will literally be whistling this song out of nowhere, and this will just. And you know the funny thing is the guy that actually wrote this is actually a famous rock star. And I wish I could remember what his name was, but he was somebody that was big in the 80s, and he was the one that did this song, and I actually saw a video of him singing it, which was like, oh my God, this song is awesome. But anyways, all right, guys. Well, I think I've beaten this horse down enough to you guys get it. 80s was awesome. 90s was okay. 2000s sucked. But yeah, theme songs from back in the day were great. Go if you guys ever just are curious, go onto YouTube, check out like the different theme songs and stuff like that. You'll kind of agree with me. You will agree. You are going to agree with me. That's all I got to say. Boom. All right. Anyways, that's enough for things that make you go, All right, guys. Well, I actually made it through this episode and even through that one story that David had brought up to me, and even this segment of things that make you go, We'll probably have another one next week. And yeah, thanks guys for watching. All three of you guys that are on right now. Darren, get over there and kill some more things. Kill them bugs. Only good bug's a dead bug. Yeah. Starship Troopers. I'm doing my part. And so are we. That's another great movie. You guys get a chance to watch Starship Troopers. Every time I think of these movies, I'm like, man, I got to go and watch those. But I don't have enough time in the day to be able to do that. I'm going to make more time. But anyways, all right, guys, thanks for coming on tonight. This week, of course, we were hoping for, a guest. We didn't get them, but that's okay. You still got me, which is, I'm sorry. And yeah. And what do I got to say? Oh, look down at the bottom at the ticker, and you will see, of course, you can catch us on TikTok at the Geek Saga, YouTube at the Geek Saga 77, on Instagram at the Geek Saga, on Facebook at the Geek Saga. Everything says the Geek Saga. If you guys have any suggestions for stories or have an event that you want to tell us about that we can try to promote, DM us on Instagram. I'm always on it. I'm always checking in for messages, but you could also we have a Gmail account. You can email us at thegeeksaga20 or just thegeeksaga20 at gmail.com. There we go. That's our email address. By all means, hit us up. Let us know. if you guys got stuff that you want to talk about, or even like if there's an article that you guys found and you want to send it our way, by all means, hit us up. Let us know. See us. Show us. We do have a unboxing coming up. I'm working on the video right now. I got to put it together, but it is for a Nacelle toy, which thanks to Nacelle for the toy. It's actually a pretty awesome toy, and look forward to seeing all the other toys that they have. Thanks to Brian Volkweiss and all the guys over there. You guys do make an awesome product, and I'm excited. I was excited when I got it. I was excited to actually open the box and play with it, and I'm excited for the video I'm gonna post up to show you guys what it is that I bought and how cool it is. So yeah, there you go. Again, you guys come back next week, Wednesday, same time, 7:30, same channels, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram, for another great episode of the Geek Saga. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I may be forgetting. And I know that this thing's like moving around. Actually, we had an earthquake this morning, if you guys didn't know. If you guys are living in Southern California, actually, this is more Central California. We had an earthquake at 6 o'clock in the morning. Woke me the hell up. I was pretty pissed. Scared the crap out of me. Because there's other things in our building that move things around, and I thought that's what it was. But it wasn't. Instead, it was just a normal earthquake from good old Southern California. So, yeah. But anyways, guys, come back next week. Hopefully come back next week at 7:30, like I said, p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and all those great channels to watch us, two salty veterans that are huge geeks on the Geek Saga. And to let you guys know, we'll be here again, and the saga will continue.